Just another quick video. I am the Kave Man, and this is Kave Man Classics of part of that copper pipe that I pounded out. It started out at about 1.5 inches here at the bottom, and then you can see how wide I got it by pounding on it. Got it maybe one millimeter thick, and I want to do something a little different today. I want to, instead of just doing your basic squares or, pill shaped or whatever, I want to do an acorn pendant for a necklace. And once I get that drawn out, I'll be back. All right, so there's my acorn. And let's see, it's about about 2 inches by 1 inch. So from top to bottom, about 2 inches, just a little less, and about 1 inch across on the size. And what I'm thinking is that as an acorn, this top part here would be textured, so I will texture that part, leaving the bottom part smooth. But then I'm thinking, what if I were to put in some mountains, or something like that, maybe coming down this side and then going up this side, and then maybe a brass sun in the middle. So I'm just a little different, just different ideas, because when you're creating stuff, that's what you got to do. You got to go out there and just see what works and what doesn't. So first thing I got to do is cut the acorn out. And of course, I'll be using my trusty tin snips to do that. When I get that done, I'll have to file down the edges and clean it up. And when I get that done, then I'll be back. So there it is, cut out. And one thing I wanted to say is that when you're trimming up something and you're going to do it textured, like on this part of the acorn, the cap, and I use my pliers, my vice grips, to hold it in that area, so that later on, because I'm not going to hammer this anymore other than to put the texture in the top here, so I don't want to scratch down below here. But up here, it's okay to hold on to it while I was cutting it, because when you're doing this, you want to cut it as close to the line as possible, but not right on it, because you're going to take you're going to go and file it, flat file, 320, 420, maybe even hit it with a Dremel a little bit, but it's mostly hand filing. And I'm going to go and stick it in the vise. See, just place it in the vise like that, between 2 blocks of wood, and start filing. Work your way around. So now when I get that done, I'll be back. So I got it all cut out and cleaned up. I drew a line across with my etcher because I'm going to texture the top of it just like the top of the cap of the nut would look. I'm going to keep this smooth down here because I'm going to add the mountains and a sun, I'm thinking. So what I'm going to do now is heat it up, use my ball peen hammer, and texture the top of it. And when I get done, I'll be back. Or maybe I'll film it. We'll see. Alright, so I heated it up, and I'm just going to pound it, and I want to be very careful about it. Because I want to stay above the line. I don't know if you can see that, how it's being textured. Got to heat it up again. There, get that textured. Now I'm going to give it a quick shine so you can see what it looks like. Looks pretty good. You do have to do a little bit here on the end because that's still a little smooth, but the rest of it looks good. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I think we'll call that good on that. Now I'm gonna punch that, drill a hole through it, and then we'll start working, or I'll start working on, you can follow along, on the silver, making the mountains. When I get the hole drilled and start working on the mountains, I'll be back. So, I have my silver that I've been hammering out, and I just drew a couple of lines because I'm going to cut those and cut off the ends on both sides to make the mountain peaks. And you can see I have a brass sun, and I'm going to have to put a dividing line of the two mountains to separate them. But that's where I'm at right now. So I'm getting ready to solder the mountains on. So let's get to that. Just like that. Now I just got to let it cool. Then I'll clean it up. And then we have the sun to mount. But I'll have to clean it up first in between before I do that. And when I get that done, I'll be back. So there it is. I have a clear coat on it right now. I still have to polish the backside and then clear that. But when I'm all done and I have it on a necklace, I'll be back. And there we go. It's been clear coated and it's all done. I think it came out pretty cool. Acorn with some mountains and a silver mountains and a brass sun rising up over the mountains. Put it on a black leather necklace with the textured top. I think it came out really good. So, until the next one.